All right, everyone, welcome back to the Halo World Championship 2024. We got Golden Boy and Walshy on the horn. We're going to be talking some FaZe versus TLF, Team Lethal Fox. And let's see if TLF has what it takes to be able to stand toe-to-toe against the defending world champions here at HCS Seattle.
Yeah, a lot of solid players on this TLF roster, but let's be real here. We are talking about FaZe, like you said, they're the 2023 world champions, countless tournaments under their belts. And it's going to be a hard road ahead of them here for TLF, but let's see if they can kick it off in game one.
All right, well, decent-ish start here for FaZe. They managed to get themselves a few toys to work with, right? They got that sniper rifle. World 2 is going to be doing what World 2 does best, posting up in the back of the base with a sniper rifle, looking to pick some people off, put some damage down, and then you got the rest of the team just playing real forward-facing there, right? You also saw the QT in action, too. But look at this here. The flagpole's starting to come through, and World 2's got eyes all over the place because he's nestled right on top of where that QT spawns, and they're already making this halfway across, Dave. I think they're clear to be able to cap this.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell how much control they have across the map. The fact that Renegade was able to take that
and no one shot him.
Go that side plat, go above Magnum there without taking any damage. So all of them are TLF, wisely focused on their base versus trying to just desperately shoot someone across the map that they can't finish. But
yeah,
so much map control here for FaZe.
Yeah, they're doing a great job here. Presently, FaZe, TLF already starting things off with a deficit, so it's going to be a bit of a hole to climb themselves out of here. A lot of talent on this team, though, on TLF side, right? Common, Rammy, Haines. These are names that I've seen plenty of times across the HCS. Yak, a little bit of a newer name for myself here, but, I have no doubt that if he's teaming with players like this, he's got what it takes, but they need to find that rhythm here, and it's going to be so challenging to do this against FaZe Clan team. It's coming to this one, Dave, quite frankly, with a lot of confidence, as they should.
Absolutely, and that's a huge, huge recovery there for TLF. At this point, when the other team's on fire like this, where FaZe is just popping off, you just need to slow it down, get some slays, drag out the game a bit, get your team a chance to get control of Sniper, get control of QT, and do some work across the map. And sometimes that can't happen if the team that you're fighting in the form of FaZe get a double cap right off the gate.
Yeah, without a doubt. Now, of course, in that slowdown, though, does actually come a World 2 that is now going to be on a hot flank here, and he's got eyes. He can see pretty much where these players are, but he's got to get eyes on exactly their location. So he's called one out, and he should be able to clean this guy up, have his teammate handle him. There's another one up top. That was so well played, too, because he knew that he had the help to be able to do that. Cannot stay alive, and I'm sure for World 2, he would have loved to have been able to play his life a little bit longer over there.
Yeah, just great job, though, knowing that he was flanked too far through behind enemy lines. Instead of pulling the flag without knowing where players are at, decides to come through, help get the slays. He realized that if his team keeps control of the map, gets the slays, they'll just win this game.
Yeah, and with that one flag cap in, Dave, you're right. Like they're good. They don't really have to do much with the way that Argyle plays out, how big of a map it is, and all the shenanigans that can come with that. But of course, when I do think about I guess you could say like the impact that TLF could potentially have here. I mean, these are young players who can just throw caution against a win. And I would like to see them play a little bit more like that. I get it. You respect FaZe. We all do. They're a fantastic team. But it's like, and maybe it's just because they don't have an opportunity to because they literally can't.
Yeah,
like
there's just times where they haven't really had like a full setup for a while.
Yeah.
There's been times where they answer a couple kills, but we have yet for them to get all four down in FaZe, kind of push halfway across the map. And like you said, I don't think it's more of a confidence ego thing. I think it's been just more of an opportunity thing.
Yeah.
Like these guys, they're here at Worlds, and knowing all these sort of competitors on this side, they're coming in saying, all right, guys, let's try to win a game or so. Like, they're going in with some confidence. You know that you have to. If you want to make any shot at this tournament, you have to go in some confidence and say, hey, let's make these upsets.
Yeah.
You
have to. You have no other choice.
Yeah.
Because it is always going to be on FaZe, right, in these situations to be the one that, that shines. And be the one that picks up the W in the end, right? Because statistically and, well, historically and all that stuff, like, oh, I love that. All that good stuff that you can see what these players put together. And it's reasons like that, too, right? When you think that, oh, maybe they're going to be in a bit of a pickle here in a bad spot. But look at that. Well done from SnakeBite. He's going to bring that flag right across, and they should be cool as a cucumber to lock in flag number 2. I don't think anyone was necessarily going to be there to stop it. He gets a nice speedy slide right into that flag. It's going to be number 2 in FaZe Clan. I mean, Dave, it really does look like FaZe, they are just owning the map. TLF, no opportunities to be able to get into this game, even in moments where, you know, you think they can squeak away with a couple kills. Just does not happen.
Yeah, and the wild part, like I said, there's just this difference between some of the very top teams and some of the teams that aren't ranked as high at the Halo World Championship. But, like, you throw any of these guys from TLF into any other game or any other lobby, like, these are the people that are going to be dropping like 40 kills inside your matchmaking game at high Onyx. Like, they're just absolute killers.
Yeah, I mean, we've been commentating Rammy forever. You know, like, he's been doing this for a super long time now. So, yeah, I couldn't agree more there, Dave. You know, you got a lot of talent on this team, which means it does speak volumes to how good FaZe is, that they're able to shut down a team of quality players like this in such a manner. Just speaks to how immensely skilled this FaZe roster is. And you know, you got to be feeling good if you're a FaZe fan right now, Dave, because historically speaking, the warm-up tournament has always been, or not always, but last year, FaZe walked away with a warm-up tournament win, came into this event white hot, and picked up a world championship. I don't know, man. Could history repeat itself, or does FaZe, you know, does FaZe maybe get shocked by like a space station or something like that? And that's where we are in this tournament. We're talking about these guys, like, we know that they're going to be in that position because they're so damn good.
Yeah, and just a lot of times, like you said, we kind of go off pool play. And before it used to be, pool play used to be a time where we see all these top teams and group stage where it's like, all right, like, were they 3-0ing or were they, you know, how hard were they dominating? But now it's like, all right, for these top teams, are they actually winning their pool? Because with the amount of skill, like that skill gap that shrank so much over the season, it's actually a feat now to be able to win your pool. And as we saw at last event, Space Station cleared through the pool and cleared through the tournament. Yeah, and that, of course, was nice QT there from Renegade. He's going to go back for seconds. He's got a teammate there to help him out, but I was going to say, I mean, that is just, you know, where things shake out, right, with how this tournament's going to go. You have no idea how things are going to play out here in Seattle. We got another flagpole starting to come to fruition here. Renegade's going to bring this one across. Got 2 players down now for FaZe. 2 players down on the other side, though, for TLF. So it's going to make things a little bit more challenging for the TLF members to try and make this stop happen, as FaZe are not going to be off and across the map. This is looking to be flag cap number 3, and it stopped right at the door, but thankfully they had a buddy there for the pickup. It was Frosty, and he'll get that cap in. 3-0 clean. Exactly, Dave, what FaZe need to do if they want to establish themselves as a threat here in pool play and at the Halo World Championship. Yeah, they're looking real good. They're also incredibly efficient. You've seen sometimes in the past where it felt like FaZe might just get in the overslay mindset, especially something like World 2, where it's like, all right, pool play, World 2 is going to go like positive 3 KD or whatever. But here they went for that flag consistently anytime they had the opportunities, and they were efficient with it. So expect to see more damage off FaZe here the rest of the series. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
Hola, mi amigos. Welcome back to the Halo World Championship 2024. You're not on the Spanish-speaking broadcast. All right, let's jump back into this one. FaZe TLF, Team Lethal Fox, getting kind of, you know, poopied on in that one. It wasn't the best way for it to go for them, to put it lightly, or to not put it lightly, rather. But for FaZe Clan, it just continues to be more dominance from this team. That said, though, we're in a Slayer live fire situation here, Dave, and as we saw when we casted that last series with Quadrant and Optic, right? You know, opportunity here to be able to pick up a win, get that momentum going. Could be huge for TLF, especially considering that we saw FaZe struggle against the LATAM team, Akabe, formerly Alpha Esports, earlier on.
Yeah, I mean, definitely an opportunity. Right here, we see a few kills answered, so great start here for TLF, considering that they don't have camo, considering they don't have sniper. Yeah. But they can't just let things get out of hand. I don't really know how to fully pinpoint it, because like sometimes if a game has been more one-sided, you can't just point out a couple small changes, like, oh, they need to control tower better, control this a little better. It's sometimes it's more systemic changes around like how long or how much time are you buying every time you're going down? Are you buying enough time? How quick are you helping during call-outs? It just felt like kind of every single step of the way, it felt like FaZe were just outclassing them.
Yeah, and that is always the thing that I love about Halo, is I love those shots too. I want to be very clear, when you're one shot with a sniper and they're just sliding into your crosshair, oh, that is such a great feeling. But I want to, you know, talk about the fact that, like, you know, this FaZe team, right? Like, they have so many tools at their disposal, and the thing that was, you know, kind of hurting them was that objective efficiency. But I am seeing, in my opinion, I'm seeing a completely different FaZe, a FaZe that's like being, that's being very, very just patient. Honestly.
You consider this patient right here? You see what I'm seeing?
Frosty's having fun, okay? He's just having a good time. But look at the way that they're playing, bro. They're just like moving around the map. You know, it's like, oh, look over here. No, we're good. You know, just taking her time. You know, get it. I was just
I'm surprised at this point when like Frosty misses a no scope.
Yeah,
it's actually unreal, especially this highest level of play where they're just so good with the snipe.
I told PJ, I was like, if Frosty misses a no scope, you got to drop him. And he was like, no.
He's like, it'll never happen.
He was like, no, shut up, Alex.
Well, we're about to see a frenzy here. Frosty can somehow turn that one. Yakzn puts a stop to that spree from Frosty, but the damage has been done.
Yeah, 23-12. Granted, though, you know, you can see situations where things start to slip out of the hands of the team that might get a little bit ahead of themselves, but it's going to be a tall task to do that against FaZe, granted. TLF are going to need to be able to be smart about picking up these power items, you know, these power weapons, and they got to get them. They got to keep them away from the hands of this guy. You cannot allow him the freedom to be able to move around so just willingly with power items, power weapons, doing whatever the hell he wants, and there's just no room for them to contest him.
Yeah, it's just really tough here. It feels like TLF, from what I can tell just from watching this perspective, feels like they're all trying to coordinate pushes, or they're being, you know, like you said, passive in some areas, waiting for everyone to be up and make a push, but then things just get shut down instantly. You run into either a snipe, you run into a Royal 2 SnakeBite combo. It's just a very difficult position to be in.
It really is, and you can see Rammy at the bottom of the screen there. He's trying to make a flank happen, maybe toward pillars, looking to get into action, and he does actually contribute a little bit here. So this opened things up a little bit, and now you're going to start to see this push coming in from the dummies, which is going to have to force Frosty to go back over toward his teammates, who are going to be in a bit of a battle themselves here. So Frosty's going to have to put some work together, and thankfully they have so many one-shots present that they will be able to pick that up perfectly fine. If he had hit that, I actually would have left, because that would have been insane. But yeah, this is, again, even as to what you were talking about before, Dave, right? Those opportunities, the TLF have a moment to get in there, to start something. It's just, you need to now do that, like, a lot. It's 19-33. You got to do that a lot. And FaZe ain't going to give you those openings to be able to make that happen time and time again.
No, it's going to be tough here, but even some of those trades, like, you know, those would have been great early on. I feel like at this point, FaZe are fine with trading. They're happy to trade out to the end of this game, but we are starting to see some bigger life out of TLF here. Nice pickup by Rammy there. Unfortunately, by the time they get a sniper in their hands, that sniper is out of ammo, so they'll have to set up for that next one.
And you're still down by 10, so there is a lot you have to do here. This next sniper and this next camo could be big for them. They're going to need to get possession of this one, and they can't because Frosty's there again. This man has been all over them, this map.
Gobbling up camos, gobbling up the snipers,
taking no space.
Everything good.
There's no space, none whatsoever. 40-point threshold cross here for FaZe, 10 remaining for FaZe to be able to lock up a 2-0 series lead against TLF. And just genuinely impressive what we're seeing from Frosty. He is, you know, again, he's put himself together a decent run here, 13 kills, 5 deaths, right? But he almost went on a frenzy. He has been unbelievable with those no-scopes. He's been on point when it comes to coordinating power item utility. I mean, this guy is just on fire right now.
Yeah, just doing everything. Goes in even with the combo. Seems like he knows the exact amount of plasma burst plus melee. And somehow just gets the overkill with that.
Overkill! Unfreaking believable. Frosty with a massive overkill. He's not stopping. Rammy's tucked behind the box. He can't do anything. That guy's going up for a swim, and that's GG. Unbelievable stuff, man. FaZe just dominated the tail end of that one. TLF had 0 answers to be able to stop them. Just utter destruction.
Yeah, that was just insanity there from Frosty and the FaZe crew. I don't even know if we had to switch POVs much.
No, I'm pretty
we
sure
almost just stand at Frosty's the entire
time.
Which I don't blame him. I mean, based on what we were saying, it was the correct choice, but yeah, there was it told the whole match just from that one POV.
Yeah, 14.3 KDA. Frosty looking unbelievable. When we come back, map 3. Can FaZe close it out? We'll be right back. And we're back. I've been wanting to do that one for a while. Welcome back, everyone. FaZe, TLF, FaZe up 2-0. You got Golden Boy and Walshy on the call as we get ready for some streets. Oddball and FaZe coming off of that incredible live fire Slayer game. We got to stick with Frosty at least for the opening fight here because Walshy, he was unbelievable in map 2.
Yeah, I mean, it just looked like he was running around doing whatever he wanted and hitting every single shot. Like some of those snipes he hit were very challenging as well. Yeah, like I also felt like just the amount of control and awareness that they had there from the FaZe side,
yeah,
just shown throughout the entire time. It was never like Frosty was getting caught off guard by someone coming up next to him and surprising him.
Yeah,
that was the most surprising we saw right there from that PD poke out that caught Frosty off guard in the last 5 minutes.
That's so true. He never really had to worry about anyone ever being behind him because he was behind everyone else. So
yeah,
like, it makes a lot of sense. In any case, though, TLF now looking to try and get back into this game. I'm looking at Yak, a guy who haven't really
I'm liking this play here.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Just a few shots there from Cafe. Lets his teammate get the finish. They're hunting someone down in PD. We're actually seeing a little bit of map control here from TLF. So really liking what I'm seeing so far. This is like a really strong streak for them to start off this game. Yeah,
exactly what TLF desperately needed here. World 2 is going to try and spoil the party, though. Frosty off screen is able to get a kill onto Haines, who's going to put the pressure there onto Yak, and because of that, it opens up Cafe here. Ball's going to be up for grabs up top, sent down to the middle. That might as well just be no man's land here. But has anyone from TLF got eyes to be able to stop them from grabbing that ball? No, they do not, and they are able to bring that one across to a safe position, start to add a few points for themselves.
Also like how all those members of FaZe weren't afraid just to come back bottom center with the ball.
Yeah.
You'll notice that when in doubt, these players from these top teams, when they have a significant numbers advantage, will all fly in the same spot. They're not going to worry about getting someone top tower and all in the perfect positions. Instead, they'll say, we know the pressure will come towards the ball, so let's just go down there and make sure we can spot where they're at and then reposition.
Yeah, it's just a great way to just be heads up there and provide yourself, just a bit more of a winning advantage, right? 'Cause that's really all Halo ever is. You know, it's just about how can you get your advantage over the other person in the fight, right? So that you can get your kills, so you can get your objectives, so you can get your power item. And speaking of, Renegade is able to get himself that camo again. It's been beautiful control for FaZe throughout, honestly, this entire series for all the power items that they've been able to gather.
Yeah, and we've also just seen a bit more wise use out of the utility so far this tournament as we're getting into the third year of this game.
Yeah.
Whether we've saw the Lucid play earlier with the QT over on Livefire, most people are popping that right away. Same here with Renegade. As he was getting shot, he knew he was pushing back towards his teammates, so he did not pop camo early to risk burning it. Instead, he realized if he was going to die, he was going to die in a position that would be near teammates, so he decided not to throw it right away.
Yeah, and that's, again, small minor details, but minor details that could be the difference between you winning a world championship and you not. And if there's a team that is familiar with that stress, it's certainly going to be FaZe Clan here. Big opportunity there for World 2 to help out his buddy Frosty now, and they're going to get into this tramp. First time we're going to be seeing the ball make its way over here in this game, and now that you got FaZe set up inside of the subway, and they have ball, and they got all the bells and whistles with it, it's going to be real difficult for TLF to have to get through some of these chokes.
Yep, here they go. They're going to be pushing over from Neon's, going to be pushing over from B Street. They need to win one of these sides here. B Street's going to be where the win has to come from. Looks like Common trades out with Royal 2, and here comes to push up the stairs, but they all fall down. Yakzn's the last one.
I think the win was everywhere, Dave.
Yeah,
I think they won everywhere.
They tried to win all the sides.
Oh, dear.
Eventually picking up Yakzn gets that stagger kill, and on top of that, FaZe is going to start to put pressure over towards the PD spawns.
Yeah,
players are running for their lives off spawn in PD.
It's a jungle gym. It's a jungle gym. He's just doing whatever he wants. He's running around willy-nilly. It doesn't matter. He's getting some great kills. And you'd mentioned before like where were going to be the ways and the lanes that they needed to win there. But with FaZe, they are able to take these fights in win everywhere, you know, because they have such great individual skill, and on top of that, they just work so well together. Look at Renegade just playing around.
Actually, it was a really interesting play there. I'm not sure if like the ball got tossed out earlier or if FaZe were just doing a deliberate rotation as they put that pressure on towards A Tower and PD. Because ball was over at Neon's prior to that. Looks like they ran it back to the tram now, but maybe it could be a new strategy, or maybe just the fact that FaZe are a step above the competition here. They can kind of get away with some more, but most times when teams are in tram, they have all 4 of their members alive. They're going to hold that tram and hold that setup, but like FaZe almost were trying something different, like I said, by rotating towards Neon's and just trying to spawn play.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like a very, maybe not exactly, but like a variation of like the elbow hold, you know, like all the way in the back, like behind the tower and stuff, right? Where it's like you're kind of just like transitioning back and forth, and then like Cafe and PD, and you're just like trying to hold your, like kind of maintain your side of the map here. I mean, the thing is that it gets a lot harder when you're just chilling in the tram like this, right? Like
sometimes letting them get a chance to get set up, which is what I was kind of saying. It's like, you know, some points it could be a viable strategy even against a top team if executed properly, but sometimes you almost want to put the opposing team in a position to be the ones that have to be the aggressors, have to make a mistake versus trying to force this perfect scenario.
Yeah, and well, you know, TLF did manage to break through inside of the tram, but problem is they're going to have a big climb that they're going to have to make, and just immediately, the moment that they expose themselves, the moment that they push past a doorway or something like that, they're half shields. they're just getting drained by the bandits from FaZe.
Yeah,
so just
think about the last 3.
That's it.
FaZe putting up round 1 in their favor, and despite looking like it being very one-sided there, an incredibly, you know, much closer round 1 there of oddball here on Streets. I mean, we saw TLF get to about that halfway mark.
Yes. So. Yeah, they definitely showed that if they have an opportunity to get some kind of control, they can do it. But with FaZe, right, and how they have individuals that can just push so aggressively and so freely, it just becomes a tall task and challenge to be able to break through this. I mean, just look at the way that Frosty is making himself just the hardest possible target. Now, is anyone there to help him out? Well, it turns out he gets a trade. So look at that. All of that attention that he pulls, it ends up leaving to 2 down for TLF. And while no one has been able to get control of the ball quite yet, I mean, damn, man, that was just tough. Yeah,
I mean, it just, like it does feel like at some parts, certain moments almost feels like toying with him a little bit.
He wants to back whack him from there? That would be awesome. If that happened. Doesn't pan out the way he liked it, though. Now we'll see what TLF can do. So Yak's going to bring this one all the way back to the elbow here, right? This is that area where you usually see teams you're either holding it here. You can also, you know, hold it like PD potentially. But I feel like less people do that now. Unless it's like desperation, you're trying to scoop up the last final minutes, seconds before the game.
Yeah, PD's or not like a super strong hold up.
Yeah, it used to be everyone played PD at one point, but not as much anymore. But in any case, though, the reason why I'm saying that is because, you know, here's their opportunity there to be able to gain some points, be able to try and hold them back. But Dave, it feels so much harder to be able to hold this area just because of the sheer amount of openness that's at the other team's disposal to be able to push these fights.
Yeah, it is, and look at that. SnakeBite trying to find Haines. Somehow Haines still alive. Finally gets picked off by Frosty, but that was a great job by Haines to perfectly read that situation. Sometimes that's so tough, like, as you're grenade in PD, you're like, well, I want to make them spend more time to kill me. I don't want to sprout for this, but he read that situation so well. Bought some time, tried to hide, but in the end, unfortunately, still taken down, and his teammates are also trying to push across the map.
It goes to show, right, that when we're talking about these players, we're not talking about slouches at all, right? These are the best of the best in our esport, and they're here for a reason. It's just that, you know, you got teams that, look at the history. HCS just put out a graphic of the other day showing, or today as a matter of fact, showing all the, you know, champions of Halo. And hey, guess what? 3 of these players that are playing right now have been together since the first Halo World Championship. So you're dealing with a lot of chemistry that no one outside of maybe Optic, maybe SSG, actually probably Eco and Stellar would have. So it's just the coordination's insane. And it's always going to be a uphill fight for TLF to try and disrupt that. And on top of that, this is a team that has been struggling with their objectives. So, you know, when SnakeBite and the crew put that time in, it's hard to argue against.
Tough indeed. Like you said, they've been dominating. They've been playing for a long time, and nothing's really changed. At some points, they're still dominating.
I've never seen that too, man. Like a core that stayed together this long, it's wild. Especially in the volatile world of esports. In case though, you got Renegade in a big fight here. He plays those pillars so well. Like I do love the way that he like strafes around that and the timing he takes for it all the time. Such a difficult target.
Yeah, those players' peak shots are just so good. You'll notice that they can turn sort of any pillar, any ledge into a significant advantage, even if it feels like they're down a few shots. They'll just use that to dodge grenades, dodge as many shots, and be an annoying kill.
Haines finally, along with Common, will find the target. Talking about annoying kills, Frosty was trying to make himself a very difficult kill. Tried to pull as much attention as possible. Didn't really work out the way that he would have liked, but he needed his teammates up on the spawn, which they are now. And here comes a potential push here. How does TLF respond? Are they going to lose Haines early here, or Yak rather, up front? Yak does go down, but Haines is there for a pickup. So they're looking for where those pushes are starting to come through, and off screen you can see Royal 2 getting a kill, rather, a melee kill onto Common, which is just going to disrupt a hole that they were looking to make happen. And Dave, I mean, yeah, FaZe broke this one.
FaZe broke through, but they at least got some points on the board. I think Haines was also looking for that camo, not realizing that he still had one of those repulses left.
Oh, yeah, good call.
So not able to fully grab that, but...
That's the worst.
Yeah. It happened to me all the time. It's like, oh, I gotta swap this now, and then by the time I realize it, I'm just like past it or dead.
I just forget what my drop button is or whatever. Or just like forget what my pickup button is too. Just everything. 60 points passed here for FaZe. And Royal 2, Renegade putting on a show. Clinic, 24 kills, 21 respectively. On the other side, though, Yak, he has certainly been putting in some work, but it just hasn't really paid off the way that they would have liked in this series. And as we keep highlighting, it's due to just this unbelievable coordination. I mean, even look at this, the way that they kind of take their time with that. They knew someone was there. He makes the call, SnakeBite, and Royal 2 is like, all right, cool, sick him. He goes and gets the kill. It's just PJ and his minions. You know? That's what it is at this point.
But looks like Royal 2 rotating that ball away from this push over towards Neons. I like this play.
Yeah.
Just rotates towards teammates, goes in for the flank, and he's actually surprised. He's confounded. He's like, why did nobody come over from balcony over towards driveway?
Yeah.
It seems like one of the most obvious or realistic flanks as they're chasing that ball around, but somehow they opt to go from balcony over towards B stairs, I guess?
Yeah. Yeah, quite odd, but I think Royal 2, he's fine getting a few more kills out of this one, considering that he's already found a few with this commando.
Yeah, we talked about him. Maybe padding stats sometimes we'll play. Back to Royal 2, classic Royal 2 here.
Yeah.
Put up some big numbers here.
Get them numbers, boy. That's going to be number 28. Looking for 29th, but doesn't happen here. 35 seconds left on the clock with the way that the time is ticking down, and you're wondering, why is no one grabbing the ball? Well, because they have a sizable lead, and the pressure is going to be on TLF to have to go after that ball. Though, I can't say you probably want to grab it and end the game here and now. Both situations work out fine for FaZe in this instance.
Yeah, I mean, it's about 20 seconds left for FaZe, no matter what. Either way, if they are the ones in control, the only way this game's going to extend further is if TLF somehow get these kills, get that ball, but we don't see that changing here, as this has been a FaZe domination here in pool play.
It really, really has. And after the opening that FaZe had against the LATAM squad, struggling early on to kind of find their, you know, how they wanted to play this tournament, I think now we're starting to see FaZe, all that practice, all that time, really starting to pay off here. The objective efficiency has been impressive, the slays, the patience, the coordination, but I want to see what FaZe can do further into this tournament because it's still early days, Dave.
Yeah. Early on for them, but they are looking solid, and we're going to have to see how TLF decide to bounce back from that. Obviously, this is the number one team in their pool that they're worried about, but they got they got one more match at least to bounce back from. So we'll have to see how TLF bounce back here. That's going to be it from me and GB.
Hey.
We'll catch you guys later for